you know, hands-on what's going on. I'm all the way in Indianapolis, so I'm online, on the phone, you know. I'm down here coming to see the on-site vision, and, you know, they said it was a wholesaling course. I'm going to take some notes, plus I already watched it on the, you know, throughout the course, so I'm just going to learn what's coming along.
So who's in the academy?
What's going on, Devontae? Just give me 1 minute.
So if you're not in the academy, tell me why you're not, so we can debate real quick. You in the academy, Queen?
No.
Why you not? Let's debate.
I literally just came here from California.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope. So what you looking to learn today?
Everything.
Everything. Give me 2 things. Give me 2.
Well, I've been, same thing, researching online how to do like the assignment paperwork between, you know, how to market myself and, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
What about real estate? You know, caught your interest, piqued your interest about real estate?
It's the key to financial freedom, and you know, it's something that. Yeah.
So who's in the academy again? Can we get a hand? In the back there, you'll stand up, King. No, you would look at the freshest one in the room, beside Jay. What's one thing that you like about the academy that you
got title yourself?
So, I mean, there's a lot of things to like about the academy. First, to start off with the people that Jay got working for him, the staff. Everybody's pretty helpful. You know, everybody's pretty helpful. And then the way that Jay breaks down the content, you go through like the basic modules, and then you go through like the advanced and how everything is set up. I think he break it down to where anybody can understand it. The videos that are online are probably about 15-20 minutes long, so it's not too long, it is not too short. So and that was ultimately led me to be a coaching client as well, so I like everything about it. So
get his whole thing. Right here, you'll stand up, tell us what you're here for, your name, where you're from. Yeah, we taking it back to elementary school, bro.
Peace. Ike from Brooklyn, New York.
Yeah, where you from? I mean, like, why you here?
Well, I wanted to see, I want to know about the starting 5. Right here?
Yeah.
I wanted to know about the starting 5, figure out how to wholesale, because I'm from New York, and I want to know how this starting 5 could help me in New York.
Dope. All right. Miss Barbara, right? You don't want to talk? No, you know, I put people on the spot. Come tell what you here for, Queen, and how you experience being so far. Oh, you just not gonna stand up?
She don't want to be on camera. Absolutely. We had this discussion already.
Nah, it's all good.
I'm gonna keep it. No, so I am initially on a journey of transitioning with my current practice. So I'm a traveling practitioner.
Okay.
And it has afforded me to spend the last 45 days with my aunt at the Cancer Research Institute. And on Sunday, Palm Sunday, the Lord called her home. And so initially I wasn't going to be here. And I really don't know where I got the energy from to get up. But at the very last minute, I got up and I literally drove from Ohio here this morning. So I don't know how I got the energy, but I know that I heard a song driving down that said, "It's not in our DNA to give up."
So my Kendrick Lamar song, DNA?
No, this is a country song.
No, I'm sorry. No, I thought. No, for real. I was the only person thought that. Okay.
You know, but no, seriously. I was just telling this young lady earlier that I really don't know how and why I found the energy to get up, because today we're trying to memorialize my aunt. But I'm here, and what I found from my ability to be a traveling practitioner, that it allowed me to not work in order to spend the last 45 days with my aunt. And with that being said, I've always been a woman of faith, and so I know that God has never left me, and that He will not leave me now. And so when I chose to step away from a profession of psychotherapy, of helping others, it was time for me to bring it home and help the family. And I did that. And I told God if He gave me that education to do that, that I would help the family when it was needed and it was needed. And this time I told God that when it's time to leave a legacy for the family, I will do so. So when this young lady asked me who brought me here, and she asked me, she said, "Who brought you here?" She said, "God." I was kind of taken aback for a minute because I had no rhyme or reason where I got the energy from. And there was only one person here on the staff that knew that I was in Buffalo, New York, here on staff, and I called him and I said, King, things have just changed for me. I need to step it up from the CEO kit to having a one-on-one coach was the next step. It was probably close to midnight. He called me back and we got it rocking and rolling, and I was probably done with everything in 14 days right there next to my auntie bedside. But when I thought about how many other people have lost loved ones and wish they could be there and could not be because they had to decide between eating after that loved one is gone and being with that loved one in their last breaths, how would they sustain it? So it just tells me that I was where I needed to be, and that God said, you know what, Barbara, it's time for you to come on home and do something different. And so I'm making this transition to do psychotherapy along with wealth building to leave a legacy, but to also understand how do you do it from a behavioral perspective, point of view with your family.
Yes, ma'am. Well, I appreciate your testimony. I'm glad I called you for a reason. Let's all give this. Now I got to give you a hug. I smell good too. Let me get a hug. Queen, I appreciate you even telling that story. I called on you for a reason.
Yes, you did.
Oh, what's up, Natalie? Everything Gucci? All right. So yeah, I just wanted to do a quick little icebreaker for everyone. You know, appreciate everyone coming out to the event. This is gonna be, I know it's gonna be explosive. Who was at the site visit this morning? Ready to share hands? You enjoyed it? So the people that wasn't, you're probably wondering what a site visit is. It's what we have for our coaching clients, our one-on-one coaching clients. They come in, we fly them out, they fly out themselves to the city. We go view property, and then after this event, we're gonna do a deeper dive. So, and if you're interested, it's a one-on-one coaching. Isaac will break that down to you. Eric back there as well. King Will can help you out as well. So it's enough of me. I was the opening act, I guess. But I'm glad you all are here. I'm gonna bring King Jay up, and he's gonna introduce Isaac. So let's get Jay started.
All right, are we excited?
Yes,
sir. All right, so I'm pumped up. It's always a pleasure for me as the Academy's founder and CEO. For those who don't know, I'm Jay Marshall. I'm taller in person, for those who haven't seen me live yet. But it's always a pleasure for me to have the opportunity to introduce new personalities, new instructors, new kings and queens to my audience, my constituents, because in order for this financial empowerment movement to continue to live and continue to thrive and do what my original goal was in the beginning, which is to bridge the wealth gap, it has to be bigger than me. I can't be the only instructor, the only charismatic one on the front of the stage. I have to be able to empower you all. And just how you all are sitting here today, even before we were doing live lectures, and I'm gonna get into a little bit of my story before I introduce our feature instructor today. But just as you all are right now getting introduced to me, to the brand, to the Academy, or already have been online or virtual, and I see a few familiar faces who've been in other events, and some of our coaching clients as well. Hey Natalie, how you doing, Queen? Brandon, Will, Isaac, a lot of the people you've met today started, who are now working within our organization, who are coaches, who are instructors, who are investors, entrepreneurs, doing 6 figures, 7 figures, literally building 7-figure businesses. That means $1 million businesses. All started from a protege perspective. From someone who either watched a YouTube video or a corner class or a Breakfast Club interview or NBC Celebrity Realtor show or some other introduction to me and the brand and said, okay, I can relate to the brother right here and let me learn more. And then next thing you know, through their diligence, many of them are now working with me side by side and helping to grow this movement. So all you all have that same type of opportunity. Now, I don't make it easy. Many of them will have to call me 17,000 times and inbox and follow up and do all that before. But now he and I are partners on our easy funding business, our business funding platform. and now he's a co-founder and partner with me. He started as a internet protege, connecting to my message, wanting mentorship on how to build a real estate portfolio. Now has a real estate portfolio for himself and has amassed a 7-figure business in 3 years. All starting as a student. Online student, not even in person. I'm kicking it with you. What's up, bro? I'm in the rub shoulders with you. Right? King Will, come in the front real quick, please. I'm gonna show you off. So these are. Peace. He flew in from Las Vegas to be with us. Will resides in Las Vegas. Family man, runs his business. I'll let you say a few words, for yourself, but he is our credit mastery instructor. He's FICO certified credit specialist, and we also specialize in business funding and personal funding, creative funding, right? No collateral funding, no tax return funding, no W-2 funding, no bank statement funding, right? So we do credit trade lines, credit inquiry removals, all those things we do in a legitimate way that we can, I met with a guy this week who does credit repair and other services, but he's like, man, I don't like my face on the camera though, I can't be in front. Yeah, it's because you ain't doing everything right. So when you do a legitimate business, you have no problem marketing and promoting your business to the World Wide Web. But when you're doing shady stuff under the table is when you got a problem being on the front stage. And so just tell them a little bit, just a short brief, just hello, and just anything about yourself that you want to mention, your experience.
Absolutely. So peace, everybody. I appreciate everyone being here. Will Roundtree from Las Vegas, Nevada. And yeah, I mean, the thing I definitely just want to say is I was in the exact same seat you guys were a few years ago. But one of the things that I did was I took initiative. I know one of the things we always looking at from a mentee standpoint is we always want to reach out to mentors and say, hey, help me. What can you do to position me? But one of the things that I had to say is I got to invest in myself before someone else can invest in me. So what I actually did is I became a one-on-one coaching client with Jay. And it wasn't even, like I say, for the real estate mentorship or anything. I just wanted to show him that I was serious because I wanted his time more than anything. And so, a couple other things is definitely take advantage of the information you're going to get today. We were talking last night, we were shooting some videos for the wholesaling new course that we're going to be launching. And it's nowhere else you guys are going to be able to get this information for the amount of money that you're spending here today. Well, I'm not going to say that you're spending, that you're investing today. Because this is an investment to help you grow whatever journey you want, whether you want to go into real estate, whether you're just trying to be an entrepreneur, whether you're just trying to change your family legacy. So I'll say really just take advantage of this information. Let's network with each other, and I'm telling you, we all have an opportunity to change our entire family trajectory, because that's what this information has done for me in the Academy. So I appreciate everybody being here, and again, appreciate you.
Love, yo, appreciate you. And again, that is always my pleasure, because I've literally watched him from having no true business model, no online presence, to now, in 3 years, we're talking about with Jay, our business, is valued at a little over $3 million. What can we do? I got this real estate portfolio, and still coaching them and mentoring them, even as my partner. But that is, and so just to tie in a little bit, why I'm here, why I do a lot of what you guys see that I do, it truly is about, and I'm gonna make the short story because I want to really get into this wholesaling lecture for you all. But what it boiled down for me is, many of you know my story in regards to the adversities I faced through life, right? So I'm talking about below the poverty line, free lunch in school, food stamps with my mom, literally in a food stamp line. I remember being young at the Social Security office, we going to get our stamps. And, going to prison to visit my stepfather, who was serving his last stint of on and off 13 years in prison. And going through, emotional, physical, other abuses in my home. Dropping out of high school at 15, going through all the adversity of a young guy growing up in New Jersey, finding at 15 years old, I felt trapped, I felt my way out that trap of a poverty-stricken household, an abuse-filled household was going to be the corner. And I started hustling weed, started selling coke at 15 years old. And then at 16 started getting good at it. At 17 got pretty good at it. And thought that was going to be my way out. Dropped out of high school at 16, hit the corner full time, went back to high school, graduated at a Bad Kids program. But even going more forward through life, 4 months after graduating high school, was facing 3 years of life in prison. Like literally, at seven, just turned 18 years old. 4 days after I turned 18 years old, facing 3 years of life in prison for a quarter kilo of coke and a loaded handgun. And I'm not saying those things as an impressive point about some, drug dealer tales and all that. What I'm saying is, I'm trying to give you guys the bandwidth or a great perspective of the opportunity. Right? So this is my real life. This ain't like no made up internet life. This is like my real verifiable life. So what I'm saying is that if you take all those things, right, and multiple prison stints, I did 2.5 years in prison, 7 different prisons, 3 different states, right? Hustled in the streets, I was 25 years old. Got introduced to mortgages and real estate at 22 years old while I was on parole. So when I first learned about what a mortgage was, what creative financing was, how to build your credit, secure credit cards, all those things I learned while on parole.
So can you make sure she
still attracted to the lure of the streets. After I graduated the parole program, I went back to hustling. Had many more close calls that could have cost me my life in prison. And at 25, decided to challenge myself to see if it was the corner or the dope that made me, or was it actually me who was the talent and who was the real product. And so at that time, I dropped everything and invested in myself and went full-time into real estate as a real estate investor, as a realtor, and as a mortgage professional, loan officer, all right? And so I learned the business comprehensively, and in years, using these same strategies you're gonna learn today, I built a pretty decent real estate portfolio, made pretty good money wholesaling real estate, which you're gonna learn that strategy today, and made a name for myself as a transformative figure, right, in the first few years of my business, and, did what most of us say we want to do, get into business. I started to make millions, right? I cracked the $1 million mark, the 7-figure mark. And, can I get some water, please? One of my team in the back. So, in that process, I then understood and found out what personal brand awareness was all about and what brand marketing was all about. And so, BET and other major platforms, Vibe Magazine, etc. Thank you, King.
Yes, sir.
Picked up on my story, and so they were, publicizing my transformative story. This is still like 10 years ago. This is like 8, 9, 10 years ago. And I had the opportunity to work with Sotheby's International Realty, which is the world's largest luxury real estate company, as a realtor. At the same time, simultaneously got picked up by NBC as a personality on a show called Open House NYC that aired on NBC on Sundays as a celebrity realtor. That spiraled into opportunities to work for NBC as a real estate expert on a Today Show. Now, mind you, think about this. This is mind-blowing for me. This is the guy they called Maine off 3rd and Center Street in Somerville, New Jersey. The guy that hustled dope, heroin, on 10th and Springfield in Newark, New Jersey, now pulling up in a limo, working for the world's largest leading real estate company, Sotheby's International Realty, as a 3-time felon, pulling up in a limo to the Today Show with people waving outside, going on live TV in front of up to 20 million viewers to be a real estate expert. And what I'm saying by that is the information that I learned, the strategy that I learned is what put me in position. That's what this is about. See, I like, when I first started seeing instructors in front of the room with the PowerPoints and the banners outside and this kind of, I thought it was whack. I thought it was corny. I never wanted to be the guy in front of the room. I remember one of my friends, and actually one of my proteges, in 2007, was like, we were at a hotel, just like this, and it was a guy with a sign out front. He was like, bro, you could do that. I'm like, I'm not doing that corny mess. I'm getting my bag. I ain't I'll be one of you guys. But as I got into this, what I saw is that working for Sotheby's and just in the real estate industry, I saw that we all needed the information. No matter what our corner was, no matter what our track was, whether it was a 9-to-5 job, whether it was college, whether it was a retiree trying to figure it out, whether it was a high school dropout, coming from a correctional facility, whatever your situation is, I realized that we all needed it, and whether I taught or not, y'all's gonna come get the information anyway. So if you're gonna come get it, I'd rather you get it from somebody that's gonna be real about it, authentic about it, not give you fluff, and speak it in a way that's relatable to you that you can actually go apply it. Me coming up here and trying to impress you with a bunch of big words and wows and talk about things I actually haven't done and be one of those gurus in front of the room, that would be a disservice, knowing that God gave me the gifts and talents to be able to make wealth education more accessible, more affordable, and more relatable. And that's why I started doing this. It was out of the demand for everyone emailing me and inboxing me after they saw me on the Breakfast Club, after they saw me on NBC, after they saw me on World Star Hip Hop, they saw me on different platforms, saying, bro, how can I get more information like this? How can I learn from you? How can I be a protege? How can I be a mentee? Which is when I created the Academy or thought of the Academy as an idea in November of 2013. And just launched a test course in January 2014, just 2 months later after the idea. And now here we stand 4 years later, over 8,000 students later, millions of dollars of impact in our community from family, generational wealth creation, all from an idea. And so that's why, so you guys know, like, why I'm here, why I do what I do. It's because being at Sotheby's and listing $10 million houses, touring $30 million houses, prospecting $56 million houses, but then going back into North New Jersey and teaching in the high schools and seeing our kids go to school with holes in their sneakers, but then later that day going to see a $56 million house. Imagine that, 12-car garage. But you just came from the hood and just saw the condition of your people. And understanding and asking that critical question, well, what happened? Where's the disconnect? How was this wealth gap created, and how the hell do we bridge it? How do we mend this 10% of the people in America own 88% of the real estate. 10% of the people in America own 88% of all the real estate. And the majority of wealth is created through what? If you ain't know. This hotel is what? If you go to lunch after this to the restaurant, what is that? If you go to church today or tomorrow, what is that? When your kids go to school on Monday, where are they going? When you go to that whack 9-to-5 job you got on Monday, where's that? Whoever owns the most wins. And there's so many strategies in real estate that we just don't know. I mean, that's why we created this. It's just not the school. We focus on entrepreneurship and real estate. It's not all just real estate, because there's many ways to get money. We're introducing a crypto course. We have stocks and finance. We have business mastery. It's all entrepreneurship at the end of the day. But all entrepreneurship, even an online business, is rooted in real estate. For any business, you got to have a address. No matter what business it is, you open a bank account, you need what? What's the address consist of? Real estate. Real estate. I don't care if it's a virtual address. A virtual address is housed somewhere. So, what I want you guys to look at and take from this course today, you're going to learn one strategy, one profound creative strategy that is so effective and can be very impactful for your family's future financial legacy. Because this strategy of wholesaling, which Isaac is going to break down for you, and he's doing a great job. This is his first JMA lecture. This is an inaugural lecture. This is like, put me in the game, coach. But I worked with him last night, and he was shooting some courses. He got it. He's 24 years old. This young man got it. I mean, I'm scared. I feel like Jordan when he was watching Kobe. Like, damn, he's going to get me one day. If he keeps doing what he's doing and stays consistent at 24 years old, I'm 37 years old, been in this industry now 12 years. He keeps doing what he's doing at 24. He started with me when he was 20. He started as a mentee when he was 20, protege when he was 20 years old in New Jersey. Now at 24, last year his business did nearly 6 figures. Already on pace to do over 60,000 by the end of April. This year, first quarter. So he's on pace to do some great things at 24 years old. Also a former high school dropout, went back and got his GED. I say those things and say, you don't got to have a bunch of master's degrees and PhDs on the wall to do this. And you got to have some hustle, some ambition. You got to get out your fear box. There's some critical, tangible things you got to have, but you don't got to have a wall full of degrees to be able to feed your family and feed them well. And so you know, I'm going to introduce Isaac, but what I want you all to understand when you're looking at this information, how I teach it and how I preach it, it's not about just this one strategy, right? Wholesaling is the no money down, one strategy of no money down. I can give you 5 strategies of no money down deals. This is one strategy how you do no money down real estate, right? No cash, no credit, and can do really well at it. But most lecturers, most teachers, most wholesaler instructors, they stop you right there. Because they're spoon feeding you and they want to pigeonhole you. And